Hi, I'm Melissa from Northline Express, and it's the time of year again when it's time to think about cleaning your chimney. Whether you're a frequent burner or an infrequent burner who just uses your wood stove or fireplace once in a while, cleaning your chimney is definitely something that you need to take care of. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate cleaning a masonry chimney with the Pulley Method. What the Pulley Method is you're going to take your standard chimney brush that you've decided on. Now, if you haven't already found a chimney brush or don't already have one, there's a few things that you're going to need to consider when choosing one. First, you need to choose whether or not you've got a round flue, a square flue, a rectangular flue, or an oval flue. If you've got an oval flue, you'll need to choose one that's a size and cut it down because there aren't oval brushes out there on the market. But square, rectangular, and round brushes, you should be able to find the right size for your diameter. Now, choosing the size of your chimney brush, you're going to want to take a few measurements, the length and width, if applicable, for a square or rectangular chimney of your flue. Now, you don't want to choose a chimney brush that's too small so that when you put it down in your flue, it's going to be rattling around. That's not going to be effective, and you're going to end up doing more work and actually get less results. Now, you also don't want to pick a chimney brush that's too large because it's going to be a lot of effort to get it down there, and you risk the chance of getting the brush stuck in your chimney, which is not going to be a good idea either. What you actually are looking for is choosing a brush that's going to have about 1/4 of an inch, if that, of larger than the size of the flue of your chimney. That's going to ensure that as you're pushing that brush down through your chimney, it's going to push on the sides of your chimney and scrape all that creosote off of your chimney and do what it's supposed to do. Now, with the Pulley Method, what we're going to actually do is have one person up on the roof, and then we're going to have another person down inside the home at the fireplace. We're going to attach length of rope on both ends, and the person at the bottom is going to be the one pulling the brush down to the bottom of the chimney. And then once it's all the way down at the bottom of the fireplace, then we're going to, the person on the roof is going to pull the brush back up and out of the chimney, or repeat the process if you want a multiple pass through the chimney sweep. So to prepare for cleaning with the Pulley Method, you're going to need your chimney brush. You're going to need 2 sections of rope, and use the method that we talked about in other videos, where if you don't know exactly how long of rope you're going to need, first do this by measuring, by dropping the rope down inside your chimney to ensure. Now, because you've got people on both ends, it's okay to not have exactly the right length, but more rope than not enough is probably going to be a better idea. Now, when you get your chimney brush, or the chimney brush that you already have, is usually going to have a rope on top. So that's how you're going to attach your first rope. But if you notice, the bottom of the brush is usually going to be threaded, or some of them will have a button or torque lock adapter section on them. Now, you can't tie your rope to that, nor would I recommend just tying a rope directly to this, because you're probably going to end up with your brush, coming off, the knot coming off, not staying, and then being stuck in your chimney. So it's not the best way. The solution to this is to use a pull ring. Now, this one is a 3/8 threaded one, and it's going to go right on the end of my chimney, or on my chimney brush. These are also available in 1/4 inch thread, so that you can use them for smaller threading brushes too. But you just securely thread that on, and now we've got a loop on the bottom of our brush, as well as the one that came when it was made on the top of the brush. Now, I've got 2 sections of rope here. Any kind of good sturdy rope that isn't going to break when you put some oomph on it is going to be just fine. So all you're going to want to do here is put the rope through and tie it on. Now, make sure, like I mentioned earlier, that you're securing good knots so that you don't have your knots coming undone on you during the cleaning process. All right, we've got one piece secured. So now we're just going to apply tie our rope, our other piece, through the original loop that came on the brush. So when you're done, you should have something looking like this. And like I explained earlier, the concept is going to be, once you put it in, the person on the bottom is going to pull the brush down the chimney, and then once it's all the way to the bottom, the person on the roof is going to pull that brush back up and through the flue. And if you got a dirtier chimney, definitely you two can work together and use it as a pulley system, pulling at the right time to pull that brush back and forth through the flue and knock out that creosote. Okay, now because this is technically a cleaning from the top down method, we do need to make sure that our chimney cap or rain cap is removed. Now, we've got a nice style here that's really easy to remove. It just tightens to the outside of the clay flue tiles. This is a Gelco stainless steel cap. It uses set screws, so you're just simply going to loosen those set screws up. Sometimes you may need to use a screwdriver, and you just loosen those up and lift the cap right off. These are great caps for chimney cleaning because they're so easy to get into. Now, make sure you set your cap off to the side but that it's sturdy so it doesn't go sliding off your roof and damage the cap. And now, all we're going to do is check that our person downstairs is ready. Everything ready down there? Alright, another tip is make sure your damper's open, because when you're putting that rope down through, it's going to need to come down and through the damper in the bottom of the fireplace so that the person can grab that rope and be able to pull it through. Alright, got my rope a little tangled up here. But we're going to start. I put a knot on the end just to add a little bit of weight to the rope, and we're going to simply drop her down in there. Pull it right through. So that's good. Means it's falling all the way through into our fireplace. And then, once it's in there, just kind of push the brush, give her a good little push down into the fireplace so it's held in place. Now the person on top is really only going to need to manage the rope as it goes down. Just keep it untangled and handy. Don't let the end of the rope go down into the fireplace. And once you got this, it's nice to have a person on the ground that can relay messages for you, because you saw me relay through the flue before. But now that I got my flue block, that's not quite as easy. So it's nice to give a heads up to the person on the ground to let the person in the inside know we're ready for you to pull this through. Alright, see, that's the idea of a pulley method. It was pulled all the way down through the chimney by the person down at the fireplace, and now I've pulled it back up. Now, we know that we didn't use this fireplace a lot, so it's pretty clean on the inside. So one pass through enough was for us. So if we wanted to remove it, then all you would do is simply pull it all the way out and pull your brush up with it. It's as simple as that. Now, but before you make the decision that one pass or a couple passes was enough, you need to visually inspect the chimney. Now I've got some good daylight out here and nice light coming up from the bottom, so I can see, looking down into the flue, what the creosote levels are on the inside of the flue. But you also can get a better look by having a good LED flashlight or mirrors that you can use down in there to see. If you have a frequently burned in fireplace, that's definitely the recommendation I would provide for visual inspection. So I hope you found our demonstration of cleaning a chimney with the Pulley method useful, and it's given you the confidence that you need to clean your chimney and keep your home fires burning. Now once you've got the brush as well as all of the rope removed from your chimney, whether you pulled it through at the bottom or you pulled it back up at the top, make sure that you've reinstalled your chimney cap, and then you just got a little bit of cleanup to do on the inside. Set that aside. Now when you are inside, you had your chimney face blocked off. You want to remove any of that or open the doors if you simply close the doors, and all of that debris and creosote is going to be down in the bottom of your fireplace. So at this point, grab your ash vacuum and suck it up, or if you don't have an ash vacuum or shop vacuum handy, grab a good old-fashioned bucket and your fireplace shovel and take care of removing that debris from your fireplace. The Pulley method with cleaning your chimney is a great idea if you've got someone around to help you out. It takes a little bit of the effort out of shoving that brush down the chimney, which is good because you need a nice tight fit to get good cleaning. It's also something that can be done DIY. But remember, if you've got a masonry fireplace and you've never had it inspected, or it's something new to you that you have no idea about, I highly recommend having a professional out to have that chimney inspected. That's really important, not just for the cleanliness of the chimney, but also for the functionality. You want to make sure that the structure is sound so it's safe to burn in, and that your appliance is properly vented. Now if it's something that you've had inspected, you know is structurally sound, and you've been keeping up on your cleanings, a DIY cleaning is something that you should give a try. And remember, you can always give us a call if you've got questions about cleaning your chimney, or if you've got questions about the products that you may need to clean your chimney. Just give us a call at 866-667-8454. At Northline Express, home of the Buy and Try Satisfaction Guarantee, we're always happy to help.